Hey everyone, it is Flynn Patrick once again, and in this video we will be releasing our second 2019 NBA mock draft. I am super duper excited, and there's been a lot that has happened since our first mock draft, which we ran shortly after the 2018 draft, but right before free agency. The free agency this past month was an absolute whirlwind, and now with all the changes that have occurred, we will be releasing our second 2019 NBA mock draft. The order we will be using will be based on my first power rankings for this upcoming season, which we recently just released. Be sure to check that out as well. Anyways, let's get right to it. The Orlando Magic will have the #1 pick in this edition, and with the #1 pick in the 2019 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select RJ Barrett out of Duke. I said this in my power ranking video, but Orlando's set up really well to where they have Mohamed Bamba, Jonathan Isaac, and Aaron Gordon. Just with the way the team is set up, those three young stud muffins will be able to develop, but having another high lottery pick to go into that mix could really potentially make this team a contending team within 4 to 5 years. And if you potentially added RJ Barrett, who is by far the best Canadian prospect to come out since Andrew Wiggins, he's going to Duke, he's 6'7" with ridiculous offensive skills, his basketball IQ's through the roof. You have a player like that to the threesome of Jonathan Isaac, Mohamed Bamba, and Aaron Gordon, whether it's RJ Barrett or another high lottery pick, that could really change this franchise around. Having him along with the three stud muffins they already have could really take this Orlando Magic team to the next level. The #2 pick goes to the Atlanta Hawks, and like our previous mock draft, they are picking Zion Williamson. This is an absolute unicorn. We do not know what we are getting out of him. He is listed at 6'7", 285 pounds, and he also recorded the highest vertical jump in Duke basketball history at 285 pounds. That is just ridiculous. I saw a video of him over the summer dunking from the free throw line. We truly do not know what we are getting out of this guy. This could go really good. This could go really bad. He could go as high as a top 3 pick, and he could go as low as the 2nd round. We really don't know. By me having him as the #2 pick, I am leaning towards he is going to live up to that potential. I think that he is going to be one of the most exciting players coming into the league, and you put him with Trae Young, mixing those two together, leading that Atlanta Hawks team into the future. Good golly gee wilkers, that could be really exciting. So my Memphis Grizzlies have the #3 pick in this edition, and they pick the France phenom Sekou Doumbouya out of France. Excuse me once again if I mispronounce the name, but the more I'm watching this guy, the more I like him. In this edition, Memphis keeps their pick next year if it is top 8, and in my power ranking, I had them as the 3rd worst team, so they are getting the 3rd pick in this draft. So if you got another top 3 to 5 pick next year, I think that, I'm not sure this class is as deep as last year, but I do still think there is some real talent at the top of this draft. So giving Mr. Doumbouya to the Memphis Grizzlies to team up with Jaren Jackson, that would give Memphis a deadly combo going forward. It would also bring a lot of fans from France to the Grizzlies, because this guy is an extremely hyped European prospect. I'm really excited to see what he does next year, but I think that he could do some really good things next year, and he is a really exciting player. The #4 pick goes to the Detroit Pistons, and they pick Cameron Reddish, the 3rd Duke player to go in the top 4 of this draft. I had Cameron Reddish #15 last time. The feedback I received on this was pretty negative, honestly. So I looked at his game more. I'm not sure he's going to be the first or second pick, but I will say he is a player who is extremely intelligent. He could be like a Scottie Pippen, Andre Iguodala type player, and that is an extremely valuable player. I think he would be a good fit in Detroit, a team that has lacked a top-end lottery talent for a little bit now. So you put a player like Cameron Reddish on that team, and he could definitely do really good things for them. The number 5 pick is going to the New Orleans Pelicans, which I had surprisingly as the number 26 team in the NBA. That means they get the 5th pick, and they are going to pick Romeo Langford. I'm a little iffy on the talent that is around Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday on that team right now, and I think the lack of depth plus the loss of Rajon Rondo is going to come back to bite them. And Romeo Langford is one of my favorite players in this entire draft. I don't think he falls out of the top 7. He is going to have every opportunity to shine at Indiana. I really like Romeo Langford overall. He's got the swagged out hair. He's got swagalicious dripping all over him, and he is going to do real things next year. I'm super excited about him. So the number 6 pick is going to the New York Knicks in this edition, and they are going to pick Kevin Porter Jr. of the USC Trojans. The more I am looking at this guy, the more I think he is being slept on. He's a freshman. He's being a little bit overlooked, but scouts are starting to notice him a little more. I've watched a lot of his game film, and I can tell you I really like the mindset of this guy. I like the situation he's going into at USC. He's going to be able to do his thing. He's a scorer. He reminds me a little bit of a Bradley Beal type player, and I think that in this situation, the New York Knicks definitely could use a shooting guard for the future to team up with Kevin Knox and a potentially healthy Kristaps Porzingis. As of right now, in this very early edition, would be a great fit for the New York Knicks. The number 7 pick is going to the Portland Trailblazers, and they are going to pick Nasir Little out of North Carolina. This is the biggest prospect to go to North Carolina in a long time. I definitely think he is going to fall somewhere in between that 7 to 12 range right now, which is a little lower than I've seen a lot of people have him in the early mock drafts. I do like his potential as a big time player, and he was the McDonald's All-American MVP. I do think that there are some areas of his game that could improve to catapult him into that top 3 discussion. That being said, he is a really good talent, and I don't think he falls out of the lottery next year as of right now, as long as he stays healthy and he plays up to his potential at North Carolina. The number 8 pick goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they are going to pick Bol out of Oregon. I had him number 1 last time, a little bit of an excitement pick, but realistically speaking, there are some things I still want to see from him. He is 7'4". He has a ridiculous skill set. If he reaches his full potential at Oregon, I think like DeAndre Ayton last year, he could be the number 1 pick. People forget there were major questions with DeAndre Ayton at this point last year. He was not a consensus number 1 overall pick. He was sort of in between 3 and 5. I think Bol is in a similar situation to where, from what I'm seeing, I think this player could be absolutely ridiculous and could be a potential consensus number 1 overall pick. But I still think that he needs to prove that potential. I'm sticking him at number 8 here. I think that he would be a good centerpiece for the Cavaliers going forward to combine with Colin Sexton and Kevin Love. I think the Cavs are going to be fun to watch next year. I'm not sure they make the playoffs. In this situation, they get the 8th pick, and Bol would be a nice fit for them.